Everybody, welcome back to Vintage Story, episode 63 with me, Sid, and last episode, where am I going? Let me, reorientate myself for the right game, press the right buttons, always a bonus in my experience, clicking the right buttons. Last episode, we tried to make a new, what's the word I'm looking for here? Temporal storm shelter. Butterfly, you scared me half to death. And this is it. And in theory, next temporal storm, we are going to be harvesting grinders and drifters. Words, really difficult. And with a bit of luck, we will see plenty of drifters and plenty of temporal gears, which is great. Because we also, in previous episode, made a whole load of bronze. Now, I have managed to work out how to get that little HUD to tell me what the status of the thing is. Currently, there's no temporal storm in sight, so we can't test that. However, I have got 4 ingots of black bronze. And I have got 4 ingots of tin bronze, which hopefully I can... No, you can't put them down there. Okay, you can just go there for now. Now, several things to make. Because when I get the temporal gears, I want to be able to make more of these rune stones. So... first things first, we are going to need to make a rune stone. Get this the right way around. I think that is clay forming. We make those, and then we also make the rune stone thing using the thing. I'm going to need at least 2 of those, maybe 3. I'm going to keep these for rune stones because I can't make rune stones out of that, and these have a much higher durability. I think it's about 1500 as opposed to 1000, which we get for copper. So yeah, all good. These guys, obviously, I want to use for tools because I can't use them for hoofer. What's my jig? Let me grab a little bit of coal. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm never sure whether... I suppose I could just pop one in, couldn't I? Let's just do that. Let's give that a try. Oh, no, that is not a good idea. Let's try lighting it. So the first thing I probably need is to upgrade my my spear tech. Because my spears are copper at the moment, do 2.8 damage. I also do need to think about a new hammer as well, which I will probably just make a copper hammer because I've got plenty of that. And I don't think we just have a look at the hammer options. A copper hammer has a durability of 500. A black bronze has actually considerably more. That's the equivalent of 3, so I might actually make a black bronze hammer as well while I'm thinking about it. But let's just see whether 1 coal is enough to heat this up to a working temperature rather than wasting coal. I mean, I'm not too desperate for it, but you know, why waste stuff when you don't have to? And what I would hope is that coal will get this up to about 800 to 900 degrees, which should be a nice working temperature. And then we can make 2 black bronze spearheads and see what's what. Now, I'm curious also as to whether I can actually recycle anything off of these copper spearheads that I've got. Go, let's place the work item, and I would like, no, where are you? Spearhead, there we go. So let's start with the right action. Bonk. And then we'll do bonk, 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 bonk. Now, admittedly, this mechanic is somewhat less impressive if you say bonk every time you hit it. And then we need, oops, heavy hit. Bonk that out. Bonk that, 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 that. And there we go. We have a black bronze spearhead. Right. And we can definitely do that with one. So I am going to very rapidly, I'm also going to make myself a hammer while I'm at it. I'm going to heat up another one of these, make myself another spearhead, and then make myself a hammer as well. And I think I'll just leave myself one black bronze in the bag, so to speak. So yeah, I'll be back in a moment. Alright, and that is that. One bronze hammer, one black bronze steel, does nearly 33, slightly over 33%, I think, more damage. So, and have two of those, because always have two spears. Especially any weapon that you throw at things. Just seems to me to be something you would always want two of. Now, it does not appear that there is a mechanism for recycling tools currently. So that is a thing. But I've now got my bronze spear. It has got much higher durability than the copper spear, which had 140, so it's over double, and it does more damage, which means that I can kill things more efficiently, which is always a bonus. I don't think I didn't buy that black bronze falx, did I? Or maybe you didn't have one still. I can't honestly remember. Interesting. What next? Well, we can't test that thing until we get a temporal storm, and we don't have a temporal storm inside. But what I do have is some bees, which are going to need harvesting. And I do have some reeds which need harvesting, and I'm starting to get to the point where some of my crops also need harvesting. These are ready. That one is not quite, so they're not 100%, but I think that's just the case of proximity to the water, perhaps. However, all of my reeds over here have grown. Or have all of them grown? Yeah, I think they have actually. So we can harvest these, because we are going to want them for making replacement skeps if I go and harvest my bees. And when we get berries, the honey is apparently going to allow me to make jam, and yeah, I'm all for that. Not the biggest jam fan in the real world, you know. I do like a bit of jam on a donut, or on a clotted cream scone or scone. Take your choice on how you pronounce that. I'm not going to get involved in that argument. Even the Oxford English Dictionary won't take sides on that one. They quite clearly state that either pronunciation is valid, so probably a wise choice on their part, I suspect. I'm wondering whether I should be doing this with a flint knife rather than a copper one, because, you know, when this knife wears out, yeah, maybe I should actually be doing this with a flint knife. Kniffy? No, kniff. There we go. Pop, 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 pop. At least you get 2 flint kniffs for each piece of flint. So, and yes, I know the K is silent. I pronounce it to be facetious because I can. Bang! There we go. Now we can continue harvesting these. It won't be as efficient because it's a flint knife, but at least I'm not wasting the durability on my good copper knife, which, you know, I'm not going to certainly waste black bronze making a black bronze knife at this early stage in the game. Well, early, I'm on episode 60 odd, but you know what I'm trying to say here. So it has also been suggested that I need to go a lot further south in the comments than I had on that building, which is a shame because I really quite like that building. I am still tempted to try and turn it into another settlement. Just because I'm thinking further south doesn't mean that I can't go and have multiple things. Especially if temporal gears become easier, then I suspect being able to teleport around between these using these teleport rune stones will be somewhat easier. Now, just is there any teleports to home? So yeah, so it does actually indicate what the actual place is called. So that's all good. But yeah, there we go. Finished harvesting that lot, and we'll throw away that knife because I don't want it, and we'll put the other one away somewhere. No point keeping them. They are, after all, somewhat disposable. Right, so I'm going to need to work on how many skeps I need. How until these are ready to harvest? 4 days for those. These are ripening in 3. Will flower. Okay. Oh, hang on. I see. Will ripen in 3. Ripen in 3, yeah. It's all a waiting game, isn't it, really? Let's go and just double check how many skeps I think I need, because I can never remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. These are harvestable, yes. 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 All harvestable. So 4 skeps are necessary. Is it a skep? Or is it a... oh, I don't know. It's a scalp. I don't know, actually. Let's have a look. H. We can make... no, it's a skep. There's no L in there. That's good. I can keep myself under control. We need some blue clay. And... basically, just do this, I suppose. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4. They don't last long, do they? There's another 40. Okay, and that They're taking it out on the dummy again. At least it works. It's a good mechanic. I like that. I'm not sure whether that would work in reality. Certainly wasn't something that my grandfather or I used when I was a kid growing up, and we didn't have a dummy there to distract the bees. We used a smoke puffer to make them nice and drowsy, and then you made them. We drugged them, basically. We drugged the bees. Let's speak as we mean, hey. Anyway, let that. That poor old dummy. It's got so many bee stings in it. And they're still there. No, they're still angry. Come on. Anyway, we'll continue doing this, and hopefully I'll come back once I've got the rest of the hives harvested. Back in a moment. All right, that is another bee harvest done. I've got a reasonable amount of honeycomb or wax now. What I do want to do is just check on my foods down here, because they've got 1.3. That's got 79 days. Some of these are a bit low. These are definitely a bit on the low side, as are those. And I would say that some of these are the worst ones. So we'll take a couple. Well, we'll take one. Why are those so much better than those? What are those sealed with? Don't know. I mean, yeah, alright, we'll just take one of those out for now. And what I will do is I'm also going to take a bunch of that and make some bread, because as much as I enjoy selling it to the trader, I enjoy eating it as well, both in real life as well, to be honest. But yeah, let's just see, that is sealed, and it's gone straight down to 12. So if you've got 35 days in the open world. Well, still at the moment better than nothing. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of baking, and well, I'll be back again in the morning. But at the moment, I am just killing time. I think my pumpkins are getting close to ready to harvest for the first time, but there were a few blooms, so I just want to make sure, and we'll do that in the morning, just make sure that there's no further pumpkin-y goodness coming off. And depending on the success of my drift grinder, of course, I may be able to tear down that ugly tower at the end of the farm yard area, which will be nice. What I'm curious about is whether we can actually pick up leaves, because if we can pick up, well, I know we can pick up blackberry bushes, but those are quite rare, and they're the only ones that stack. The blackberries, whiteberries, and red berries, I think. Oh, red currants or whatever they are. Anyway, whatever they are, they're not really a viable material to make a hedge out of, just purely and simply because I haven't got enough. And if we can somehow pick up leaves with shears or something, then maybe that's something we can do. But Anyway, let me continue making bread. I'll be back in a bit. Alright, another morning. I've actually not slept through this night. I just waited the last hour out. I have put some skins in the tanning shed to start processing as well. So I have 3 medium skins and I have got 32 rye bread. I've also got my gears on me because we're going to go and just have a quick word with the trader and see what he's got going on. Yeah, these are still not quite there, are they? And it's, I think, interesting why that one has got such lower moisture. Peculiar. But anyway, pardon me. Still got, I've got a little bit of a head cold again, or still. It tends to be one of my sufferings is I just tend to get a cold and then I'm stuck with it for an entire season. I often jokingly refer to it as my winter cold, spring cold, summer cold and autumn cold, just because they seem to go on forever. However, we have definitely got an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, yeah, it was worth leaving those a bit longer to give them the chance to grow, wasn't it? Because I don't think we're going to get many off of this plant somehow, but there you go. It is what it is. Still no storm in sight though, so there's no opportunity to test our stuff. Now I'm going to go and see Mr. Trader. Oh, hello. And there's the last tree popped in. I think that's the last. No, there's one more over here, is there? Yep, one there just waiting to pop in. Probably will pop in before we end up back, but we'll go see Mr. Trader. We'll see if he did have a black bronze falx, because I think even though you can't have had a look, there isn't the means to recycle these tools in vanilla vintage story, so we're probably going to have to resort to looking at modded to see what that will give us. I mean, one thing I'm finding with the adding of mods, very gradual adding of mods to this playthrough, is I'm starting to get a library of mods that I think I might like in our next playthrough, because there will be another playthrough of Vintage Story. I don't know whether we'll be in this one or whether we'll be in the next version, because, you know, there is another version, I won't say imminent, but coming. Be interesting to see how they tweak that, and also how compatible and backwards compatible the mods are. Yes, you did have a black bronze. Okay, I am going to buy that, definitely. Yeah, alright, that was very funny. You do want rye bread. You want 4 lots of 860. You basically want everything I made, don't you? Yeah, alright, fine. You also want spelt bread. You want 5 lots and 6 lots of rice bread. That's a bit more difficult, but okay, and I'm not selling you leather, that's mine. So at least we have got a better weapon there, because that does 4.3, that does 4.8. Again, let's just start stacking the odds in our favour. I'm a big believer in that, as I've said repeatedly in my Minecraft videos. Only an idiot fights a fair fight, and whilst my wife may disagree with me, I am not an idiot. So yeah, I definitely now need to make myself some more bread, and I need to pass some more time, because we still have no storm in sight. So bit of harvesting perhaps, but well, when I harvest, I want to harvest the entire field. This is perhaps probably the flaw with my decisions on how to do this, because, for example, my flax is at stage 6 of 9 for the most part, and if I harvest, well, if I harvest these now, which is my carrots, which are, well, for the most part harvestable, but my rice is not, and that probably wants to be farmed further south. And this is one of the ideas of having multiple bases of operations. We can farm things that take lower temperatures further north and things that take higher temperatures further south, and because this operates very much like terra firma craft, in that you don't have to keep the chunk loaded for it to be growing, you can obviously benefit from that considerably. So anyway, enough rattling. I need to put my old falcons away, and I have run out of space again. So I need a tool rack. I can't remember I think it was relatively cheap. It was just stickage, which I will take because I'm virtually out of stickage anyway, and we shall just do you, and that will make me one of those, and we can put another tool rack here perhaps. I'm wondering actually, let's just take all my kniffs for starters, because I tend to make kniffs a lot. And then we can take my shears and my saw. These are all nice short items, and then we'll chop this off the wall, grab that, pop that there, and I'm going to stick a hoe in. I'm just basically going to rearrange how these go into their respective spots, I think. Prospecting pick. Oh, actually that's full. I'm just looking at it going, why is that like that? But then maybe we do that and we can pop another hoe there. It's not going to be 100% sensible, there's going to be things that are sticking into the thing, but it doesn't really matter. This is far more about well, maybe it does matter, I don't know. Am I more or less on top there? Yes, and then we got those 4 here, which we can stick there. I mean, that probably doesn't make much sense, neither does having that there. But you can obviously, we can pop, no, that doesn't make sense either, but perhaps that does. Yeah, that kind of works. So it's just a matter of finding the right tools for the right slots in the right tool rack, isn't it? Spare bow and another pick, and then you've got that. Yeah, and we'll stick in fact I will stick another one there. And I'm very tempted to actually take that one out completely. It really doesn't make that much sense being in that position. Maybe we stick it down on the floor like that. And that's my tool rack wall. Lovely. Completely unnecessary. It wasn't needed at all, but we are in a position now where, our tool rack is tidy. So That's always good. Right, I need to eat, and I need to pass a little time. First things first, let me have a look at rune. So if I go with a runestone tin bronze, the recipe for that is tin bronze runestone base, a runestone core, a temporal gear, and a knife. I don't think it has to be silver. No, it doesn't, so that's fine. So if I make runestone cores, these are by clay forming. Let me go and make myself a bunch of those. Don't know how many they make, so let's see. Make 4 at a time. Okay, that's fine. Apologies for that rather unpleasant sounding exhaust outside the door. Such. I think 4's enough. Is there anything else I want more of? Make some bowls, I suppose. Hope that's not there. Let's try control. Whichever person decided it was a good idea to stick the Windows key between Control and Alt needs to be told that it wasn't. I don't know who it was. Clearly it wasn't the original designer of the typewriter because, you know, Windows keys didn't exist back then. But, right, so we're doing it in that corner there. That's fine. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Bonk, bonk. And I know I can press the Alt key and not move things around, but there. Right, and then we'll change you to that. I love this mechanic though. I know I say this every time, but it is really quite a clever mechanic. Bit tedious after a while, once you've had to make a dozen or so of these things, but is there anything else I need to make? A watering can. I've never. What do you put? A jug's presumably is for milk. Let's make one anyway, because I've not made one, and I quite fancy having a jug. I'm going to assume I can put it down, and it will be at least decorative, if nothing else. And the watering can. Let's just duplicate layer a bit. Well, I don't recall putting that in. Okay, let's pick you up. Let's go stick that away. I need some more sticks. I'm definitely going to need some of you, and I'm going to need some of you. I should really go and mine some more of this as well, because my peat supplies are getting quite low. But at least, oh, I can put 4 of those in. Interesting. Oh, you don't actually have to cook those. Okay, that's interesting. Thought you did. I mean, you know. That's that. So what do I want to stick in there? More crocs, perhaps? Maybe. That's probably something we should make more of. While I'm at it. Right. Fine. Doing it like this, are we? Let me get these 3 of these done, and then I can put that in with the jug, and we can take that a step further. And I'll be back in a short while. Alright, so my various things have cooked. So that's some bowls, always handy. That is my jug, which is used for what? Don't know, doesn't kind of say. That is my crock, and again we know what that's for. But these 2 are my flower pots. Again, don't know what they're for. I'm going to guess for putting flowers in. I'm not entirely sure how they work. And then this is actually a mould for, and I've got space to put it in there, but this is a mould for room base mould. Now I'm going to assume, it requires 200 units of metal as opposed to 100 units. But that's fine because it means I can take 2 of these with my hammer. I can give you a good... Is it not hammer? Chisel, idiot. I can take 2 of these with my chisel to make bronze bits. Probably could have come up with a slightly better name for that. We can then spread you across there. Go and grab, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 of those. That's probably enough. Let's just double check. The temperature of that is 1200, and those melt at 950, which is bizarre, seeing as that is actually a lower temperature than than copper, which is one of the constituents. So the addition of tin changes the melting temperature of that significantly. Then I can get, I've got 4 of those, I've got 4 of the clay bits. That's effectively enough to make 4 runestones, each with 1500 durability, once I've got the temporal gears, which obviously that's the bit that all that work last episode was focused on. So should just be a matter of smelt this, cook it, and then make myself those. And it also leaves me with 2 more or 4 more runes worth, or 2 tools worth of bronze, which is kind of nice. If I had a little bit more gold, then I could make more black bronze, because gold can alloy into black bronze. So if I had a little bit more gold, which I can get mining up the quartz, it's a rarish drop, but you know, still get it. Then my black bronze is starting to come together. Not in any significant quantities, I will add, but you know, it is what it is, isn't it? Yeah, so we're just going to wait for this to melt. We'll cast some of those, and that will be another step in the direction of getting more fast travel. Because what I will need to do is make myself a runic altar thing to go down to. I'm definitely going to build something in that longhouse-like facility. It doesn't necessarily have to be big. It doesn't have to have a lot of, you know, stuff about it. It just has to have livable accommodation. So, you know, some kind of roofing. Probably something fairly straightforward. I don't really feel massive need to. There is actually a door. I wasn't sure whether how this would work, because there was a double mold, so you can get presumably 2 for 1, which is damn sight better than, you know, hammering it out there. Yeah, all this fun stuff. Now, just out of interest, if I go in here, let me just see what we can do with these flower pots. These planters bugging me as well, to be honest. So I don't know what I can do with that yet either. Let me take you. Let's go and put you there, along with your new. Pop you there. Do I stick a little bit of dirt in it first, maybe? Let's see. In fact, maybe I should get the loam. No. Created by, blah, 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 obtained by, but doesn't really tell me much about what to do with it. Maybe we just find a flower. Let's go see what I've got. Got a little bit of catmint. That might work. Let's go see what happens, shall we? Do. Ah, see, that's nice, isn't it? It gives us a little bit of something. I think that can probably go over there. Maybe we'll have a bit of catmint next to the bed. Help us sleep at night. And I suppose a big question is the planter. And if you were saying, if you're going, what are you on about? What planter? I'm on about this planter here. And I'm not entirely sure what you do with this. Probably put it down. Perhaps. Nope. Oh, okay. Well, it's pretty, so we'll go with that. I think we can make them, but that one was found. It has a pattern to it, so. And there we go. And it's purple, of course, which is perfect. Maybe we'll put the rest of those there. Now, what does, let's say, 3 litres of water as opposed to 10 litres of water? Okay. Got 8.2 litres of honey now as well. There you go, and there's my jug. Don't know what it does. Not too worried. Right, I am going to just, well, for starters, I'm going to just keep myself busy, and I'll see how long I've been recording. Back in a bit. Okay, yeah, I've been going for around about 45 minutes. Again, this is not going to be, unfortunately, the storms don't happen with any degree of frequency, and there is an element of, let me just take those 2 out. We're going to pop those there, and then we're going to plant you there. I want a tree, and I want it in the middle of the path, because the other trees have all grown. Look, and it really, I've added a little bit more bush down here, a little bit more bush down there. But these trees, I probably do need to think about removing this tree to give me a path to my thing, maybe. But other than that, that's pretty straightforward. It's just going to be a straightforward path straight down here. We'll nibble to there. We'll jink this way a bit, and we'll come over here, and we'll have a path. I might even narrow it down to 1 block after a while. Stick, maybe once I've killed a few more critters, get some more lanterns or torches or some kind of light source in there. Definitely want to do something down here as well, but these trees are definitely adding to the overall, you know, je ne sais quoi of the place. And if that works, that can come out, and we can probably get some more trees bordering our southern expanse, and Yeah, we'll leave Barney the bear there doing his thing. So on that note, I think we are going to look for a nice point to see if I can't get a good shot of the settlement from a different angle, because I always do it from the top of that hill. Alright, Mr. Bear. Typical. There I was, just wanting to get a nice little shot with Barney in it, but it is looking really pretty. And I'm really happy with the way this is going. I have also, so we got another baby pumpkin there. I think that's them all from this side. But I've taken off a lot of these withered. I mean, see how far these have gone. There's definitely going to get a pumpkin off of this somewhere. That's a mature. That's mature. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get much more out of these. But to be honest, I've got about 15 out of. Hang on, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And that ain't a bad return on a pumpkin crop, because some of them I've had some really bad experiences with. But till we get a storm, I am kind of stuck around the place. So until then, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.